This is the download from Sounds Profitable, your daily source for important news in the business of podcasting. I'm Gavin Gaddis. Here's what you need to know for today, Tuesday, August 4th, 2026. First up, Spotify is testing a one-tap ad skipping feature for premium users. Pod News editor James Cridlin has broken news that Spotify is testing a skip ahead button, a feature that lets premium subscribers skip an entire podcast ad break, sponsorship message, or intro segment with a single tap. The feature has yet to be formally announced. The tool reduces skipping an ad break from 9 taps to 1. While there are similarities to YouTube's jump ahead feature, the way IAB ad delivery is counted, embedded, or dynamically inserted, Spotify is not providing hosting platforms with their additional data needed to report attention to advertisers. This appears to include their own platform, as Spotify shows are seemingly not excluded from skip ahead. That said, premium users never receive streaming ads to begin with on Spotify. Ashley Carman, reporting on Spotify's Q3 earnings call, notes the company is experimenting with motivating more free users to upgrade to premium. Co-CEO Alex Nordstrom noted one of these experiments will involve, quote, increasing the number of ads they hear, end quote. As things currently stand, the feature can be used to leverage over-delivering ads as a tool to pester audiences into paying for an ad-free experience, hurting advertisers caught in the middle. A move by Spotify to openly adopt HLS likely could solve major advertiser concerns with this rollout, as well as become a large revenue stream for the company. Next up, every streamer built the same product. Here's the number behind it by Steve Razies. 8 major streaming platforms, that's HBO Max, Netflix, Disney+, Paramount+, Prime Video, Peacock, Tubi, and ESPN, have launched vertical clip feeds within a 20-month window. Razies ties the convergence to a growth problem. Premium streaming grew just 7% in 2025, its first single-digit year, pushing platforms to re-engage existing subscribers rather than chase new ones. The feeds mark a move away from content acquisition towards repurposing catalog assets already on hand, something the video podcasting scene has deft experience with, as vertical clips are a major part of the video discovery engine. Next up, IAB's new advice on how to measure AI search visibility. The IAB has released guidelines for measuring visibility in AI search results, aimed at helping brands and publishers track how they surface AI-generated answers. The framework centers on web search analytics rather than podcast-specific measurement. It arrives as the industry works towards consistent standards for counting attention across formats, a question increasingly relevant to audio and video publishers. Up next from Inside Audio Marketing, radio podcasts reach voters focused on cost of living. A new Audacy and YouGov survey finds economic anxiety shaping the 2026 midterm landscape in the United States, with commuters reporting the greatest financial squeeze. The research positions radio and podcasts as channels that reach voters during daily drives when attention centers on inflation and rising living costs. For political advertisers, the data makes the case for audio placement against an engaged, issue-focused audience heading into the midterms. And for our final top story, agencies want more control over the pipes of programmatic advertising. Digiday reports that audiences are pushing for greater control over programmatic ad buying infrastructure, with Stagwell's Curate platform, cited as the latest example. The move reflects a broader effort by agencies to own more of the supply chain between buyers and inventory. The trend carries implications for how audio and podcast inventory is transacted programmatically as agencies build their own so-called pipes. As for the rest of the news, Amplify Media founder Stephen Goldstein asks whether podcasting is ready for vertical video in an interview with Hernan Lopez. Stony Brook University's podcast incubator has open enrollment for Pivot into Podcasting, a dual-semester academic workshop aimed at accrediting students in podcasting with instruction from seasoned industry professionals. The deadline to register for this is August 15th, 2026. Podscribe's July 2026 rankings are out. Crime Junkie leads audio reach at 23.7 million. Spotify tops publishers at 55.6 million, and Shopify leads advertiser spend at $4.6 million. eCause reports U.S. podcast ad spend crossed $3 billion in 2026, with programmatic DAI at roughly 91% of placements, while host-read ads still command 2 times higher CPMs. Triton Digital's Sharon Taylor tells Podcast Perspectives that a video strategy is now non-negotiable for competitive podcast producers. And finally, Oxford Road's This Week's Influencer covers the AMP Accords measurement standards finally dropping. That does it for today's issue of The Download. Reminder, there is a link in your show notes that'll take you to today's post on our website, where you can find links to every article I just talked about to read them in full. You can also subscribe to the newsletter version of The Download to get it straight to your email every single day. Today's issue was written and produced by myself, Brian Barletta, Tom Webster, and Molly DeMillier. For Sounds Profitable, I'm Gavin Gaddis, and we'll see you tomorrow.